Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. The pages I'm about to read to you are full of that word. They are packed with scriptural promises that will help you build your faith for longevity. They are sprinkled with inspiring examples, both from the Bible and from the lives of ordinary people who lived long after the Bible was written, that will encourage you to re-examine your answer to the question, how old is old? Even more important, you'll discover some vital scriptural secrets that can help you extend your years decades beyond what you may have thought possible. You'll learn how, by living God's way, you can live such a strong, satisfying life that you won't want to leave this earth until you are old, really, really old. And not just old according to the world's way of thinking, but old according to God's way of thinking. Bible old. How old is Bible old? Bible old is much older than most of us think it is. It's older than medical science says it is. And it's far older than the way it used to be portrayed in the movies a generation ago. That realization hit me a few years ago while I was watching an old John Wayne Western that included a scene where a white-haired, bun-wearing old lady was celebrating her birthday. To me, the woman looked at least 80 years old. Imagine my shock when they announced she was 60. Whoa, I thought with great gratitude. We've come a long way since that movie was made. 60 looks a lot better these days. According to recent statistics, 60 doesn't just look better these days, it is better. In 1960, the year I graduated from high school, the average life expectancy in this nation was only 69.7 years. These days, the average life expectancy has increased to 77.8 years. So, even from a natural perspective, old today is at least 7 years older than it was 40 years ago. If we answer the question, how old is old? With those statistics, we might conclude that 78 qualifies as old in our generation. Many Christians believe even the Bible backs up that idea. But are they right? The devil would certainly like for us to think so. He's worked overtime to convince believers that when they celebrate their 70th or 80th birthday, they should start preparing to check out of earth and into heaven. But he has had to twist the scriptures to sell us that deceptive bill of goods, because nowhere in the Bible do we find the average lifespan of God's obedient people to be a mere 7 or 8 decades. In fact, from a biblical perspective, 80 isn't old at all. A number of famous saints, including Abraham and Moses, were just starting to fulfill the call of God on their lives at that age. In God's eyes, an octogenarian is just a spring chicken. If you doubt it, study the first few chapters of Genesis. There we see that God designed Adam's and Eve's natural bodies to live not just 70 or 80 years, but forever. Even after they sinned and death entered the picture, their lifespans were astonishing, as were their children's, and their grandchildren's, and their great-grandchildren's. Consider this. According to Genesis chapter 5, Adam lived 930 years. His son Seth lived 912 years. His grandson Enos lived 905 years. His great-grandson Canaan lived 910 years. His great-great-grandson Mahalalel lived 895 years. He died a little younger than the others. Maybe he had some bad habits. Mahalalel's son Jared lived 962 years. Jared's son Enoch never died at all. He walked so closely with God that he was caught up to heaven at the tender age of 365. Enoch's son Methuselah won the Old Age Award by living 969 years. Excluding Enoch, those people had an average Earth lifespan of more than 926 years. They lived almost a millennium. Think of it.